Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to the daily answer writing vlog. Guys, you all know in UPSC mains examination, your answer writing abilities makes the difference because most of the students they have the content, but very few candidates are able to produce that content inside the examination hall. So for that, what you need is that you need answer writing skill, and to develop any skill you need practice. But for practice you need the right way of practicing, right instruments of practicing. Many people think that if you practice more you'll become perfect, but that is not right. You have to practice the right way. You have to practice the right way, then only you can become perfect. So as far as answer writing is concerned, every day in my Telegram channel, okay, you can go there to and see this Telegram channel. Every day I publish a daily practice sheet where I give very relevant important questions from the current affairs, and I discuss this every day in my DPS classes. So every day from now onwards I will be explaining you why I have selected this question, why these questions have high chance to come in the UPSC mains examination next year, and I am going to discuss one question briefly, how to approach that question. So guys, the very first question I have selected or I have framed on the issue that this year marks the bicentenary of arrival of Tamil indentured labor in Sri Lanka. So guys, you all know that okay, this indentured labor was a practice which was there during the colonial history, during the colonial time, colonial British rule, and this topic has been covered in the NCERT history books, and already UPSC has asked this question, General Studies paper 1. So what I have framed the question, you can see here, the example of indentured labor migration from India also illustrates two-sided nature of 19th century world. Okay, so the 19th century world was two-sided world. On one hand there were colonial powers who were basically getting benefited because of this colonialism, and on the other hand were there Asian countries and African countries which were at the receiving end, because they were the colonies from which these countries used to extract the resources. Okay, so please do prepare this topic. This topic is very important. Okay, very important. So the context is the 200 years of arrival of Tamil indentured laborers in Sri Lanka, and in this context India-Sri Lanka relations also become very important. The second question which I have framed is on the role of CAG. So this was a, okay, let me just briefly tell you, this was a Hindu editorial today by one of the authors, Shashi Tharoor. So please do read this article, it's a very good article. Next, discuss the role of CAG in the meeting the challenges of good governance. So this was an Indian Express article. The article is written by Present CAG. Okay, Present CAG, very important article, please do read it. Okay, it is very important. CAG plays a very important role in ensuring good governance in India. Another question which I have framed is CAG should be a watchdog, not a bloodhound. Okay, so this is also a very good question I have framed. Okay, let us now move on. Next question from the IR section I have framed, what is Malacca dilemma? How can India use it against China? Examine the constraints. Okay, so this was an editorial in the Hindu newspaper. Please do read this editorial, it's a very important editorial. Here the author has basically discussed what is actually this Malacca dilemma and can India use it. Okay, he has talked about various constraints India will face if India uses the Malacca dilemma. This is the question which I am going to discuss today. Next is what is digital agriculture, from economy section. Digital agriculture, discuss its potential and challenges. Guys, with adoption of this agri stack, government is trying to digitalize the Indian agriculture, and there are huge benefits of that, so you have to discuss that. Next, how digital agriculture can help in doubling the farmers income. Doubling farmers income is a very important theme in General Studies paper 3 economy agriculture section, so please do try to prepare and write this question. Next, why Punjab farmers refuses to phase out water guzzling paddy despite rapid ground depletion. Okay guys, so recently, you know, because of this stubble warning, this issue has come up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has observed that why is that the Punjab farmers are growing paddy. They should not grow paddy because Punjab is a semi-arid region which is not suitable for paddy, but because of the groundwater extraction, even paddy is grown even in Punjab, and this has led to depletion in the groundwater. So the cropping pattern, the topic here is cropping pattern, very important. Next question which I have framed is on the Indian Patent Act. Why did I frame this question, guys? Recently government is trying to amend the patent amendment rules 2023. Please do prepare this topic. This topic is very, very, very important. Guys, patents have been in news for the last 2-3 years after the COVID pandemic. Guys, you all know that patents play a very important role in medicines discovery and medicines access. So please do prepare. Indian patent law has been very progressive. However, recent amendments which will be brought in the Indian patents rule 2023 can have an adverse effect on the Indian drug scenario. So please do prepare this. Next question is, discuss the need for Digital Competition Act. So guys, you all know that because of the big tech okay, like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, okay, so these companies, they try to basically have a monopolistic tendencies, and the small companies, small startups, they are at the receiving end of these big giants. So every country, okay, throughout the Europe, they are coming out with digital competition law, and even India is thinking of a digital competition law. In the past, there has been some, okay, conflicts between Indian companies and these digital giants, and these issues were brought up to the CCI, Competition Commission of India, and this year there was a question also on CCI, and the context was this only. Okay, next one question I have framed up from environment, Project Cheetah. Okay, why? So there is this today marks the 1 year of Project Cheetah. So we have to assess its success. Has it succeeded? Has it not succeeded? Why it has not succeeded? And then I have selected 2 questions for ethics today. So why I have selected the topic of integrity? Because of the CAG. CAG is the highest integrity institution in India. Okay, so integrity is very important. Integrity is called mother of all values, because without integrity no other values can survive. So please do prepare integrity. And second is, what is accountability, why it is important. So this also I framed because of the CAG topic. Okay, so now what I will do is that I will discuss this Malacca dilemma. I will discuss this Malacca dilemma. So okay, Malacca dilemma. So question has 2 parts. Okay, question has 2 parts. First part is about what is. First part is about what is Malacca dilemma, and second part is how can India use it. How can India use it? Okay, it has 3 parts. Okay, it has 3 parts. Okay, so it has 3 parts. Question has 3 parts. What is Malacca dilemma? How can India use it? And what are the constraints? So in this kind of questions, you have to also write your answer into 3 parts. So first, Malacca dilemma. So to explain Malacca dilemma, okay, you can just draw the diagram. Okay, you can draw the diagram. You can say that, okay, China, you can say that Malacca dilemma in the first half. Okay, in the first half of the answer, what you can write is the Malacca dilemma is a dilemma of China because its dependence on Strait of Malacca, as 60% of oil import, or you can write energy import, but energy is a better word, energy import comes through Malacca dilemma, comes through Strait of Malacca, Okay, so this is what Malacca dilemma is, that if, okay, this is like, now like you will write that if this Strait of Malacca is choked, if Strait of Malacca is choked, then the Chinese economy can come to a standstill. Okay, so this is what is called Malacca dilemma. So what China is trying to do is that China is now building the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative of China is basically to overcome this Malacca dilemma only. Okay, so this was the first part of the answer. First part of the answer, you explain the Malacca dilemma, that it is basically the fear of China that if the Strait of Malacca is choked, then its entire supply of oil and gas will be stopped, and the entire economy of China can be brought to standstill. That is what is called Malacca dilemma. So the question second part says that how can India use it? So you can say that since China has been very aggressive as far as its India-China border is concerned, so India can also use this Malacca Strait. Okay, India's position in Malacca Strait. See, India is a predominant power in the Bay of Bengal and in the Andaman Sea, in the Bay of Bengal, in the Andaman Sea. Okay, so in this context, India can, okay, choke this. India can choke this and can bring China to, okay, negotiation table. Can bring China to negotiation table if China is not responding to our concerns. If China is not responding to our concerns, then India can do it. Why? Because India is a dominating force in this region because of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Andaman Sea. And here, you know, there are two passages. Okay, let me know how many of you can answer which are these two passages in the comment box. Okay, very important from the geography mapping point of view. Okay, so third is that what are the constraints? Okay, what are the constraints? So it is not very easy for India to do it. Why? So first constraint is what? China is already building the BRI, and in BRI there is one project called CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, okay, through which it can just bypass this Malacca dilemma and can just, okay, from Gwadar port. Okay, here is the Gwadar port. Okay, if you see here, okay, here is the Gwadar port, so it can directly take, okay, oil from the Gwadar port through this pipeline into the Xinjiang region. That is the first reason. Second reason is, guys, it is very difficult for India, okay, to block this away from its, okay, away from its region. Okay, so that is also very difficult. It's not very easy for India. Third is that international law. International law. Okay, international law does not permit any country to block any, okay, choke points. Fourth is the sovereignty issue. Okay, so this Strait of Malacca is controlled by, okay, various countries. Okay, various countries. So various countries have sovereignty over the Strait of Malacca. So this can also become a issue for India. Next is that, see, it is not only China which is dependent on Strait of Malacca. Even countries like Japan, okay, countries like South Korea, they are also dependent on Strait of Malacca for their imports. So how can India, okay, or how can India just block the Strait of Malacca without, okay, without taking into Japan, South Korea, etc countries into confidence? So India cannot unilaterally do it. Okay, one point. Next point what you can write is that there are other two straits. Okay, if suppose this is blocked, then there are other two straits which can be used, okay, which can be used to bypass the Strait of Malacca, although it will take more time for China to go through this route. But there are other two straits also, like Sunda Strait, okay, and there is one more strait. So these are the constraints. These are the constraints. Then in the conclusion you will write that, India should build a formidable navy. India should build a formidable navy and should dominate Indian Ocean. Okay, Indian Ocean, because it gives India a strategic advantage in countering China. Okay, so this is very important. Without strong navy you will not be able to counter China. So guys, if you want this entire questions to be discussed, okay, you can come for my DPS sessions. Okay, you can go to the portal, you can see the trial classes also. Every day you can see here these many questions. Every day I discuss. Okay, every day I discuss. You can see for yourself that, okay, see 1, then 2, 3 question, then 4, then 4 plus 6, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 questions I will discuss today, okay, in my DPS classes. So every day I am discussing more than 7 to 10 questions. So in a year easily you will be able to, okay, prepare some 3000 questions. If you prepare these 3000 questions, then UPSC mains examination will be a cakewalk. So thank you guys, bye bye, take care.